Okay, hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I will be explaining 3 common mistakes done by beginners when trying to do the forehand, and then I will demonstrate a proper forehand, and finally I will recommend 3 types of forehand. So straight into it. The first well, before that, we need to know what is a forehand. So in simple terms, a forehand is a stroke which follows the palm follows the direction of the stroke. So this is called a forehand, and it follows the direction of the stroke. So a forehand would look something like this. Very simple. So straight into it, the 3 most common mistakes done by beginners during a forehand is: one, they have the wrong position. So when you are doing a forehand, it is best to twist your body towards the side that you are most dominant, in this case my right, and strike. So the mistake that beginners do is they do not twist their body and straight away go for the shot. That is mistake number 1, and the way to correct it is to twist the body and hit, and then return back to the ready position. So the second common mistake is that they have the wrong grip. So in other sports that they are more familiar with, like for example badminton, the common grip is the continental grip, where your base of your the base of your index and the heel of your palm is on the second bevel. You count the bevels from the top 1, rotate clockwise, and count 1, 2, 3, 4 upwards. So continental grip is on the second. It's almost like your hand shaking your tennis racket. So during a forehand, you should not have a continental grip, but actually either an eastern grip, a semi-western, and a western, either those 3. So for now I will recommend a eastern grip. So this is what the mistake looks like. So that will have a lot of damage towards your wrist and your shoulders. So it is best to rotate it just slightly, so that when you hold it, it's like towards there's an angle. So this is known as the eastern grip. It's on the third bevel. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now on to the third common mistake, and that is that that beginners forget to loosen their joints. So a lot of the times they will have their shoulders, their elbows, especially their elbows, very stiff. So the mistake would look like this. So that is very problematic because it puts a lot of stress on your shoulders and your elbows, and as well your wrists. So to correct it, you must loosen up your hand and be very fluid. I would say fluid. So it would look like this. Prepared, the ball is coming towards you, it bounces, twist, and swing. One more time. See? So during the whole time, my arm was not stiff, it was moving, and my elbow was also flexing. Okay? So those are the 3 most common mistakes. Number 1, they forgot to position. Number 2, they had the wrong grip. Number 3 is that they what is this? Is that they oh yes, is that they have their joints too rigid. So you must be very fluid. And an overall advice for beginners is put more emphasis on control and less emphasis on strength and power. So always try to get the control and accuracy of the ball handled first. Okay, so now I will demonstrate a proper the basics of a forehand. So to do a proper forehand, there's 3 main steps. The first part is the preparation, and then the second part is the actual hit, and then the third part is the follow through. The preparation is when you are looking at the ball, and then Once you see the trajectory of the ball, then you prepare and you twist the body. So this is preparation. So the ball hits the ground, and now it's somewhere around this region. So before the ball hits this region, you've already moved your hand back, and you are starting to move forwards. So this motion is called the preparation. And then you do the hit, which is just a very to simplify things, you have the Eastern grip, and you move the tennis racket upwards, almost like an airplane taking off. So you are just gliding the plane of the racket against the ball. You are not smashing straight on, you are just brushing it. So you brush, and then you twist your body and follow the racket through, so that your arm and your wrists, your joints do not get damaged. So putting it all in together: preparation, hit, follow. Okay, one more time. So the ball is coming towards you, preparation, hit, follow. So that is the basics of a forehand. Now I will recommend 3 types of forehand. So the 3 types of forehands basically correspond with 3 types of grips. So as I have explained earlier, the grips can be explained through the bezels, or the position of the hands according to the bezels. So the way to recognize the bezels is that make sure your racket is perpendicular to the ground, so it's pointing upwards. So the first bezel is the top one, and then you just count upwards clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see these straight edges? Yeah, these are called the bezels. So the first one, which you are not supposed to use for forehand, is the continental, which is your base of your index and the heel of your palm on the second bevel. So it is straight. This is supposed to be for serves. So the first type of forehand I will teach you is the third Eastern grip, which is when your base of the index, the base of your index and your heel of palm is on the third bevel. So when you hold it, it's tilted to the side, basically like this. You can see it. Yeah, you understand. Okay, so this is the first one, and that's what it looks like. The second type is the second grip. So that is the semi-Western grip, and same thing except different bezel. So this time the semi-Western grip will be on the fourth bezel. So this is what the grip looks like: continental, Eastern, semi-Western. So this, see, you can notice that there's more of a tilt or an angle to it. So this is what it looks like. So once again, preparation, hit, follow through. Okay, and the third one is the Western grip. So this one is very easy to recognize. The grip is on the fifth bezel, and when you hold it, it's like you're holding a mirror, like a very big mirror, and you're just looking at yourself. So it is like perpendicular. So this is how you hold it, and again, hit. But you need to be careful with this Western grip, because it's a very extreme grip, you could say, because the amount of tilt on it is a lot. So when you're using this grip, you must I guess you could say you must swing it a lot more upwards, put more spin, or brush the ball even more. What else? Okay, so the differences between the different forehands that I've taught you is: 1, of course, the grip, and 2 is the amount of power and spin ratio. So the first one is the Eastern grip. So the Eastern grip would have the most power out of the 3, but the least spin. And then tilting the racket even more, the semi-Western would have more spin, but less power. And the Western grip would have the most spin, but the less, the least power. So when I'm talking about spin, I'm talking about the spin of the ball. I'm sorry I cannot demonstrate the trajectory of the ball because I don't have a partner to play with, and I'm not on court. So I apologize for that. Those are the three forehands that I've taught you. So to summarize everything, a forehand is a stroke which the palm follows the direction of the hit. So this is a forehand, and this would be a backhand. And the three main common mistakes that beginners make is the wrong position, their body is straight when they're hitting, and they have the wrong grips. It's supposed to be Eastern, semi-Western, or Western. I would recommend the Eastern first. And then they also have a very stiff arm. So if I had to combine all the wrong things to do, it would look like this. That is the worst thing to do. So the best is to keep the correct grip and then position your body in the correct position and be very fluid. More focus on the control of the ball rather than the power. So it would look like this. Preparation, hit, follow through. Okay, so that was me explaining the three common mistakes and also the basics of the forehand. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for tuning in.